Further remonstrances. Representative Davis.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, I'd like to talk to you today a bit as an attorney about the law. And we risk going ad nauseum into this subject, but I think it's important. PERS reform. One of the many things that constituents and critics of PERS reform have brought to my attention and your attention is the idea that this is a fight not worth having because it will not be held constitutional. And therefore, why even go this direction because the court is just going to strike it down? Well, we've seen a string of legal memoranda and opinions coming out that saying actually it's a lot more complicated than that. I'd like to draw your attention to the Oregon Editorial Board's editorial today commenting on former Oregon Supreme Court Justice Mick Gillette's memorandum responding to Legislative Counsel's memorandum and the Attorney General's memorandum, reviewing both of those from the position as a former Supreme Court justice, saying that he supports and believes that the PERS reforms proposed by the governor would be upheld. I also point to support from such organizations as the Oregon Business Plan, the Oregon School Boards Association, such radical organizations as the Portland City Club, Stand for Children, and many other attorneys in our communities who have looked at the proposals out there, both from the governor and from the Oregon School Boards Association, and said, these will be upheld, they may be upheld, and this is a fight worth having. I also bring this point because I think it's important to realize that in previous Supreme Court decisions, some of the reforms were upheld and some were struck down. And this, to me, is reason why we should go further than simply picking one or two reforms, and that we need the full panoply, the full 5 reforms proposed by the Oregon School Boards Association, because there is a risk that one of those 5 may be struck down. And we can't be in a position 2 years from now, if it were to be struck down, to having no reform done. It's worth putting everything on the plate, sending it to a court which is now completely different than the Strunk court was 10 years ago, relying on the opinion and the hard work of many, many organizations who says that this reform is constitutional. And so I urge this body to take up all of those reforms, and thank you for your time today.